What's going on, guys? I wanted to do another video for you new guys to about my pay of my dedicated route. Starting out as a new guy, I do a Lowe's dedicated for Schneider. Probably this is my third week. It's Friday, but last week was my first full week. So I wanted to go over the pay with you guys to what you might expect as a new guy. All right. At any rate, I wrote it down. First full week at dedicated. Now, if you don't know much about what I'm doing with the dedicated, my previous videos, I'm looking at my phone, getting the pay up. So that's what I'm doing there. But I'll just get right into the pay. My net pay, what I took home, was $581. My gross pay before taxes was $791. Now I get all the federal, state, local taxes taken out, and I also get 6% taken out of my 401. And you guys, if you start, and these companies are offering a 401, and they're going to match up to 6%. If you can do 10%, that'd be even better. They're going to match up to 6%. I highly recommend doing that, okay? Because they're giving money. Obviously, they're getting tax cuts and tax breaks when they put in them, but they're still giving it to you. You know, I know people are like, well, they're getting money somehow. They're not just giving you money. Well, yeah, they're getting a tax break at the end of the year. That's how it works. If you want to get all into it technical. So at any rate, and I'll tell you what, my 401, I put out $47.50 for this week. So like I said, I do 6%, and they'll match it up to 6%. So anyway, but I don't get medical taken out. I have medical for my wife, and awesome. She's a teacher, so I get awesome medical. So that's it. It was $581 that I took home, put in my pocket, and $791 for the week gross. Now, if you want to do the math, this is what you're looking at for your first year. If you get it for this dedicated, will be 40 grand. If you do 800 times, let's say we do 50 weeks, we take 2 weeks off the year, you're coming up with 40,000. Okay. So, but I'm gonna get more money. Like I get a raise after 3 months, and I get a raise after 6 months, and then a year. So that first year, that's what you guys, new guys, are looking at. That seems like the consensus. Now, so that's 40 grand a year. Now, let me tell you, man, I don't have my mileage. I don't have my mileage of how many miles I did for that. I'm going to be honest with you. You know how many miles I drove for that? I'm going to highball it. Okay? I would say I did not drive more than 1,500 miles for that. And not more than 1,500 miles. And I was back to a distribution center every day, which was it's 40 miles from my house. So basically, it's a home gig. So if I want to drive home, and I do, about 3 days out of the week, I drive home, and I go home. So like I said, that 581 that I took home, that's driving about, not even driving, that's about doing 300 miles a day. And that's highball, and I really don't even do that much. Not to, like, I'm getting on, all my loads are live loads. I come in, I park, they unload it. When I do more than, usually it's one stop, I don't get paid for that. But if I do 2 stops, like today I did 2 stops, I get 15 extra bucks for the extra stop I did. So, I mean, I could tell you the mileage of what I get paid, but I get short haul because they know we're not like OTR, so we're not putting miles and miles and miles in. So, I said, that's about, when I leave the distribution center about 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm back there at about 1. So, I don't know, how many hours is that? Like, it's 9 hours. So that's what I'm working. So that's a dedicated route. And I know a lot of companies have the dedicated routes Like I said, I think what's nice about that is you're always getting back to that distribution center, and if your vehicle's there, you can go out, maybe get something to eat. You know, like I said, check out if you're new. The dedicated was where it's at for me. I mean, I like it. No truck stops. Like I said, my home is about 45 minutes away. Um, I'm lucky. I live in an area where there's a lot of freight. I'm in the Northeast PA, right off 81 near Scranton. There's a lot of companies and a lot of stuff going on. So, like I said, a lot of times I drive home. I'll take I'm only out for 9 hours, so I drive home, and I actually drive back to the truck to sleep because I wake up at like 3 a.m. It's kind of nice just waking up. I'm at the truck, boom. Not much going on in my house anyway. When I go to bed, there's like puppies and my wife, and I usually go to bed at like 8, and I wake up at 3. You know, so I actually drive home, hang out with my dogs, walk my dogs, cut my lawn, do what I got to do. We kind of do a normal life, and so I don't know, but that's what I'm getting paid. I don't know if I'm doing the whole trucking experience.